Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Prince of Cups. This is a card of authenticity. I feel like you're somebody that tries to always honor who they are. Yeah, your authentic self, your inner truth. I feel like you try to always be like sincere, you know? I feel that with people, you're always like, it's almost like what you see is what you get. Yeah, with people. And I think you have kind of an emotional honesty about you. I feel like you don't have like hidden agendas, or you don't have kind of ulterior motives with your life. Yeah, I think that you're someone that tries to believe in the very best in other people. Okay, but sometimes it feels like you're very sensitive to what other people do. Okay, this is a very watery card, obviously, right? So sometimes this is us kind of walking into a room, and that vibe of the room, we can't help but absorb a little bit of that emotional energy. I feel like you might even be an empath, okay? And I feel like maybe you're just kind of, it's like you're a natural empath, you know? And you may be learning now how to block other people's emotional energy from getting in and sort of altering your frequency. Does that make sense? When you're in kind of a low vibrational situation, you don't have to lower your vibration too. Okay. So I feel like this is somebody that's trying to stay true to themselves. Somebody that's trying to always be authentic and be like real with people. Being like honest about how you feel and what you want and what your expectations are and this sort of thing. So let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what's going on in your life right now. We have a Princess of Swords. I feel like you're getting kind of a weird vibe about somebody. Yeah. Yeah, there's a Prince, a lot of court cards now. We have a Prince of Swords. We have an Emperor. We have a 10 of Wands. But a 6 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. On the path of the Serpent, 5 of Wands, a Tower, a Hermit, and a 10 of Swords. Okay. Yeah. There's some kind of a twist happening in a relationship of yours. I don't know if this is a friendship or if this is a family thing, but somebody's behavior is really like strange for you. Right? Somebody is doing something. It feels like it might be a younger female, but it maybe not. I feel like they seem younger than you, but I don't know that they really are. Maybe an immaturity, because the Princess of Cups, now it's not gender specific, but the Princess of Cups is behaving in almost an erratic, emotional way. I feel like somebody's really behaving in a way that you really did not expect. Okay? And I don't know yet if this is a positive thing or not, but it's something that really is kind of like shaking up your world. Okay? Got a tower, 5 of Wands, Tower, 10 of Swords, Hermit. This is something that is really kind of surprising you. Okay? And it may be shaking up your kind of, making you rethink your association with that person. I don't know if it's a friend or a family member. I don't feel like it's a romantic thing. It may be somebody at work. It may be a close friend. It may be somebody, somebody that you know well anyway. But it's kind of like it's changing your perception of them and causing you to reevaluate your relationship with them. Okay? And kind of shaking up what you believe. Shaking up your view of trust, really. But I think it's also, in a way, empowering you to maybe set higher standards. Okay? Out of this kind of shock, I believe, comes clarity. And I believe comes the realization of, those particular people, places, things, ideas, energy, the things that you don't want to have in your life, right? The ideas or the beliefs or the patterns or not the person necessarily, but the types of behavior. You know what I mean? So certain ideas that you don't want to have in your life anymore. See, these are all things that are kind of not resonating with you. See, right? They're not able to really hit the heart there. So I feel that you're able to see what really truly aligns with your heart by recognizing what really does not align with your heart. Okay. 10 of Swords here at the end. I think that this is kind of a wake-up call for you. Yeah. I feel like there is a revelation, there's a realization about somebody's true nature. Somebody's kind of showing you their true colors here. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Now, if at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down beneath the video. Let's look around the room here. We do see 1, 2, 3 major arcana energies. We have, obviously, the Emperor, the Tower, and the Hermit. We got fire, water, and air. Okay, so I believe there is some kind of a twist, something unexpected is happening. So we have the fixed air and the fixed water here with the princes. Feels like these are energies that kind of expect things to go a certain way. They're very stable. They're very set in their course. It's a stable heart, a stable mind. And then in comes this Princess of Cups that I think really kind of shocks you. I don't know if they're kind of like dropping a bombshell or if their behavior really like your jaw drops when they do something. They behave in such a way that is like, that's not like the type of person that you want to be around. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of feels like you're sort of realizing that you have to distance yourself from this person. You don't want to be aligned with them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't even want to speculate, okay? But it's something that kind of shocks you. It kind of creates this tower moment in your environment because this is the position of your relationships after all, right? Some kind of a shocking twist in this relationship. I think it's a friend or a coworker. Okay. And I think that it sort of allows you then to pull away, to recognize something in your life that is not good for you, not nourishing to you, not something that you wish to put your energy into, not somebody that you want to align yourself with that 10 of Wands up there, right? Because the Princess of Cups is a very impulsive, emotional behavior. It's like somebody has maybe an emotional outburst. I kind of feel like they let their emotions get the best of them and they say a bunch of stuff or do a bunch of stuff that then you kind of say like, wow, I didn't know you were that kind of person, you know? And no judgment here, right? You're not trying to condemn anybody. Everybody makes mistakes and has outbursts sometimes. But I think that it's not the fact of having the outburst, but it's about like what that revealed about their true beliefs or their true values. And so I feel like this is just somebody whose values that sort of like escaped from them in a moment of, kind of in this outburst. Those aren't values that you want. Those aren't values that you hold, and you don't, I think you don't really want to be aligned with those kinds of beliefs or values, right? And I don't want to get myself in trouble by exploring what that could be. But I feel like it's kind of an emotional outburst that reveals somebody's like true colors. Okay, we'll leave it at that. And I think that you had a kind of different perception of them, and well, you don't really, because of that, our Prince of Cups here. I don't think you want their energy to sort of, leak into you at all. So I do feel like with our Hermit and our Tower and everything on the path of the Serpent, I feel like you're distancing yourself from this person. And it's kind of surprising you because especially the fixed air, you believed this person was a certain way. You kind of, maybe you trusted them. And maybe you thought that they were good people. And then they do this, whatever, and it makes you question not only your like trusting your own opinions of people, but it's making you kind of question like the kind of people that you allow into your life. Yeah. And I think out of this shock, again, comes clarity about who and what you really want to align your heart with, and what things you just say, whatever, regardless of what the benefits are. It's somebody that you just fundamentally don't want to align yourself with. Okay. The Prince of Swords is a fixed air energy. I think this is, again, the expectation that somebody was kind of behaving in a certain way. And then when somebody does something erratic, it kind of makes us feel unsafe, It makes us be like, wow, I thought I knew that person, but now I realize I don't know them at all. It was kind of challenging, like how you perceive the world, how you perceive other people. Yeah, and I don't know if it's something they did at work or something they did in the heat of an argument or something like this. Okay, maybe that it was like kind of a low blow, right? Something like that, or it revealed opinions or beliefs that they hold that you're just like, whoa, okay, that we don't go there, And I feel like that's something that you're kind of distancing yourself from, and it almost feels like it's a coworker. And maybe it's somebody that you really started to kind of get close to as a coworker, and then this happens, and you're realizing that, okay, you kind of have to like slowly back away and just like pretend like I don't know them. Nope, I'm not with that person. Okay, and I know it's not funny. It's probably very upsetting to you. Okay. Now the Emperor in the background here, I wonder if this is, I feel like there is kind of there's a weird power dynamic here. So I don't know if this is like a boss maybe, or if it's a coworker that has some kind of a different position than you do, or they have maybe like a higher position. I almost feel like it is like a boss or a supervisor that kind of seems like they're maybe the wrong person to have this kind of a job. Does that make sense? Feels like it's an authority figure that kind of acts like a child. Because a child is going to act out in a way, they're going to have outbursts, they're going to say things that are just off the wall, You kind of expect that from a 5-year-old, but not from your boss at work. Not from someone that has some kind of responsibility in your life. So it feels like a boss, or I don't know, it feels like if you saw I don't even know, you saw like your basketball coach behaving in this way, you'd be like, wow, okay, that's not somebody I want teaching me basketball, Or if it's like your, I don't know, like your accountant or something, right? Your tax preparer out there kind of acting like a fool, and you just, it's not the person I want doing my taxes. Yeah. Anyway, it's something along those lines. Somebody who has some kind of responsible role. And then I think for you to witness them behaving in this way, it's kind of like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of a party and something happens like at some kind of a company party or a company picnic. I don't know. Those things can kind of go wild sometimes, right? But that to me feels like who the Emperor is. And then, of course, with our 10 of Wands at the top of the path of the Dove, okay, this feels like somebody to whom you've given some kind of like trust, okay? That you've trusted them and you have aligned yourself with them a little bit, at least in the professional sphere, maybe the workplace kind of thing, or because this is the card of responsibility. This is the card of, maybe this is somebody that that you went to for help, or somebody that offered to help you. Because I feel like there's some kind of a shared responsibility or a shared burden. There's some kind of a partnership here that feels, it feels not so personal but professional, and it feels like it is, it's like a cooperative kind of an interdependent kind of thing. Okay, but this card is also a card of oppression. And so I feel like somebody is behaving in such a way, maybe toward you, that really is, I gotta be careful here. It feels like they kind of, they step outside of the boundaries of their authority. Okay? Maybe this is a romantic thing, or maybe it was. Maybe you're dealing with a first-class grade A narcissist here, and somebody who feels they have more control over your life than they should. Okay, and I gotta be careful here, because otherwise this video is going to get banned, and then no one will get to see this. But I think it's an important message. So I feel like right now you're getting a glimpse into somebody's true character, and it's letting you know that you need to get far away from them. They're overstepping their boundaries. They are taking their power and authority too far. Okay? And this could be a friend, family member, coworker, could be a romantic partner. It could be anybody, okay? You know who it is, okay? We don't have to speculate on that, but it's somebody that you allowed to share energy with you in some capacity. And I think that they took advantage of that. They became either too familiar, or they became too adamant in some way, okay? A little bit too forceful with their opinions. And I think they stepped over a boundary for you. And guess what? They're not going to get away with that. Give me a heck no in the comments, okay, if this is resonating with you. Give me a no way, never again, get out of here in the comments, okay? I want you to claim this reading. This isn't something that you need to put up with. The 6 of Cups in the future position. This is about you feeling empowered, setting your higher standards. This is not so much boundaries. Because boundaries, someone crossed your boundary, guess what? I feel like you kicked him in the pants right on out of there. Get out of here, you said. Leave it in the comments, say, get out of here. I'm not worried about your boundaries. Someone crosses your boundary, Libra, you're gonna regulate, What I want you to do, and what Tarot is kind of speaking on here with the 6 of Cups, is your standards. Okay? If somebody has crossed that boundary, it's kind of like, okay, I gotta be a better judge of people. Because you shouldn't have to keep defending your boundaries. And so this is that card of standards. This is the card of who you let get close to you in your life. So maybe you have your boundaries. You don't want people to ever even feel like they can cross your boundaries. I feel like somebody did something to you that you took care of it, because you're a fighter, okay? You did what you needed to do. You asserted yourself. You stood up for yourself. This is now saying that you deserve safety, security, You deserve harmony and love, right? You deserve community. You deserve family, friends. You deserve all of this value. And when you value yourself, then you have higher standards, right? I think they sort of go hand in hand. The more you value yourself, the higher your standards will be. Now, sometimes you value yourself so highly that you end up alone because there's nobody that's going to meet your standards. So we don't want to go to the extreme, where you are kind of up on an ivory tower and nobody's good enough for you, right? That's kind of the hermit mode, I guess, a little bit too literally with the hermit card. Setting your standards so high that ain't nobody can reach you up there, okay? If that's what you want. Hey, if that's it if that feels good to you, then by all means, okay? But it's up to you to regulate that. And that's the Five of Wands. That's the self-regulation. That's the idea that you get to determine what your standards are and what people you let into your life in any kind of real or meaningful way. Okay. And the 6 is, this is the friends and family. These are the people that love you. This is your feeling valued, feeling safe, and feeling accepted into your life, into your realm, in the community around you. Feeling valued, feeling like you belong here, and the people that are here belong there with you. Like a family, like a chosen family, a chosen community. Maybe this is about blood family. Maybe this blood family is really a like classic narcissist. And no, you don't have to let them in to your inner circle. I want you to share this video with anybody that might need to see this, whether they're a Libra sign or not. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to claim this reading. And I want you to subscribe to the channel. Okay? Your support means the world to me, and I want to be here to support you. I want you to feel safe in this community. Okay? And in every community that you're a part of. Your general energy, Libra, is the Five of Wands. This is a 5-fingered hand reaching out, grabbing something and showing it the door. This is about you regulating, disciplining your actions. This is Saturn in Leo. This is how you regulate your power, how you utilize your power. This is a card of fight. It's a card that says when somebody has this kind of overbearing, overpowering type of aggressive even energy, this oppressive energy in your life, and they kind of show their true colors, you're gonna push back. You're not just gonna tolerate, you're not gonna say, thank you, may I have another? No, you're gonna say, get the heck out of here. You're gonna stand up and you're gonna fight. Okay? You don't have to be quiet. You don't have to be silent. It's okay to get loud. It's okay to get angry sometimes. Sometimes raising your voice is a good way to express how you really feel. You don't have to whisper. Okay? And I think that you deserve peace. You deserve love. Okay? I think you're awakening now to this reality. You're awakening to the truth about this situation or this person or this dynamic. I'm getting chills. I'm getting chilled because I kind of feel like this is a moment where it's like the hair on the back of your neck stands up. And you're just like, wow, like that. It's just kind of like it's that, it's almost like your body goes into, kind of a fight or flight or freeze mode. I think at first you kind of freeze because you're just like, am I really seeing what is this real? Am I really seeing this happen right now? And then you just kind of start getting like, you get fired up. You start getting active. There are things that you're doing now to get this taken care of. Okay? Big shout out to all the people out there that are not going to stay quiet anymore. Yeah. And a big thanks to everybody that supports the channel with the coffees. I appreciate that. There's been a lot of coffees coming in, and I really appreciate that. Supports the channel, and I feel blessed. I really do. Okay. Comment yes if you're ready to take your power here. And I think this tower is really the way to go. This is an abrupt change. This isn't, well, I guess we can try again. Well, I guess I can just forgive you and, we'll just let it go under the bridge. No, I feel like you're burning a bridge. I feel like this is the bridge burn, right? Shout out to Little Comets. My boys over in the UK, they got a new album coming out soon. You should check them out, Little Comets. Excellent. Lovely group of lads there. This is that bridge burn moment. This is saying, no, we're not going to repair the bridge. It's not going to be water under the bridge. It's done. It's gone. It's over, right? And I think, first of all, it's the eyes are wide open. You see the open eye at the top of that card, and then, of course, the open mouth, spit and fire. See something, say something, Your eyes are wide open now. This is a revelation. And ultimately, it's a freedom. Because you're able to then kind of take the trash out. Then you're free of that garbage. So this may be a shocking, disruptive, almost chaotic kind of thing for you. Very unexpected. It's a shocking twist in this relationship, friendship, family thing, or even, a romance or whatever it was. It may be very shocking. But you're going to see the truth. And then you're going to say something. You're going to speak your mind. You're going to assert yourself. Okay? There's time to be the dove, and then there's the time to kind of be the lion, And you've got to be the lion right now. You don't have to submit, surrender, and accept and yield. You're being told to fight. Okay? And this is kind of like you're pulling the tower down. And to me, it feels like this is the scales falling from your eyes. The facade, there's a crack. Not only is there a crack in the facade, but that thing is just crumbling down. Okay? And you're seeing, it's like the emperor's got no clothes on, You're able to see that person for what they are. And I feel like they... And maybe it's not exactly something they're doing to you. Maybe it's like this is the boss, and it's like you're seeing how they're treating another employee or something. Or like they're on the phone with their kids, and you're seeing how they treat their kids or something like that, and you're just saying, whoa, nah. Okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be that they did something to you, but you're witnessing something that you can't unsee. Whether it's to you directly or it's to somebody else, like you're another employee or something, right? It doesn't really matter. You can't unsee that. Now, if you want to share your story in the comments, you can feel free and you can feel safe to do so. No, don't put anybody's name in there, of course, right? Keep it clean and no personal information, but you can vent if you need to. This is something that this is a blessing. Because it's something that's being removed from your life that really is freeing you from that kind of toxic, oppressive, narcissist energy. Yeah. And a big shout out to everybody that puts positivity in the comments. Let's support each other. Let's encourage each other. Let's claim this energy now. It's not time for ignoring it. It's not time for sweeping it under the rug. Change starts at home, or at work, as the case may be. The Hermit is the next card. And the Hermit's in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. Well, yeah, there's part of this is saying, well, if I do this sudden radical change and kick this thing out of my life, whatever it is, person, place, or thing, I don't know, if you get rid of this thing, then you're kind of going to be alone, right? And yeah, maybe for a minute. Maybe the tower is kind of, going up in smoke, and you're walking away from something. And maybe at first it feels like you are walking away from something that, hey, it may have been terrible and tyrannical. Maybe this was that petty tyrant at work, walking away from something that was obviously not good for you, but hey, it was something at least, right? Better than nothing. Is it? The hermit would say no. Being alone is infinitely better than being with that tyrant. It's not gender specific, and not trying to blame it on any particular person. Okay? It's an energy dynamic that you're just not having anymore. You'd rather go your own way and do your own thing. So I feel like you are kind of going hermit mode, at least from this situation, but it doesn't mean that your standards are then going to be so high that you're going to be alone forever. You know what I mean? Like you're going to find your right tribe. You're going to find your right person or your right people, your chosen family, right? What you're out here on the trail searching for is also searching for you. This love and abundance is coming in. When you wake up to your real value, you don't deserve to be treated like that. Whether they treated you that way or the person next to you, you're next. You know what I mean? So you deserve more than that. And once you believe and acknowledge what you deserve and raise your standards, you're going to attract those things that will meet those standards. And yeah, maybe it means that you're out here searching on the trail for a little while, but you can handle it. Okay? You can handle it. But I can see that the hermit, of course, permanent hermit mode is kind of the fear or the anxiety. Okay? It's maybe the fear that if you stand up for yourself here and you let's say you're walking out, right? Let's see that there's something that you witness and you're leaving, I guess you're maybe worried that no one would come with you. I think that those people that do come with you, those are your people. And if they don't, they're not your people. The people that support you, right, will be there for you. And if they don't, then they don't. You're supporting you. Spirit is supporting you. I'm supporting you, and people in this community at Dove and Serpent Tarot are supporting you. Indirectly, I don't know who you are. The final card is the Ten of Swords, getting out of the birdcage. You're getting out of that very oppressive place. And this is the worst birdcage I've seen here in a while. We get the Ten of Swords, quite a bit actually, because to me, this is a liberation card. This is us realizing the bars of the cage. And usually making the choice to just kind of get out of there and grow our wings back and spread those wings and fly toward our future. You're becoming your best self. This is a situation that is oppressing your best self. This is a situation that has clipped your wings and perhaps, is doing worse than that even. You're awakening really to your best self. But you know that this situation is squeezing your best self, It's squeezing, and maybe this is that employer, that boss, that you hear them you overhear them talking and laughing about how they're pushing their employees so hard and getting everybody to do all this extra work, and it's they really making it obvious that they don't care about anybody, I had an employer once, I'm not going to drop any names or anything, but I was working for a moving company, moving furniture. And the boss said this to me, actually. He said, my management style? I like to treat people like rubber bands. I looked at him and he said, yeah, I like to see how far I can stretch them before they snap. And that, to me, that was a shock. That was an eye-opener. I was 20 years old, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay. I ended up keeping that job for a little while. But that was, that was kind of a revelation. I feel like this is kind of the idea behind the Ten of Wands. piling something on people so much just to see how much they can handle. Okay, with no real human compassion for anybody. And I feel like you're someone who's very compassionate. And we began the reading talking about your empathy, remember? I feel as if maybe this is this is something that you're witnessing happen to somebody else. And this is something that's moving you to take action, to say, I can't be around that. I can't be around a person that's going to treat other people like that, because then they're going to treat me like that too. You know. And I hope it's something as relatively innocuous as that workplace kind of thing, a boss that is, you know, kind of a little bit too, takes their job a little bit too seriously or something like that. But I feel like it may be more than that. Yeah. The Ten of Swords, like I said, is kind of now the realization that the place you're in has nothing for you. It's a dry hole. It's a dry, desiccated thing with no nourishment. There's no redeeming quality. It's kind of like whatever this person shows you about themselves, it like negates every good quality that they could have had. You know what I mean? It really makes everything else they've ever done suspect. And it kind of like, in a way, it really truly poisons the well for you. There's nothing there that you want from them. Because that's kind of what this, I mean, I don't think this is necessarily the poisoned well. I think maybe that's like the Eight of Cups. But this is a well that's run dry. This is saying there's nothing here for me. Nothing here I want anymore. And so regardless of what safety you might have had in the bird cage or relative comfort, it's not worth it. Okay, I think you're getting out of there. Well, let's look at the mystery card. I want you to tell me what this is for you. Tell me that it's resonating with you. Tell me that you're choosing freedom. Okay? I think this should be the Fool. But it might be the Judgment card. It might be your Libra power card. That would work. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. A Two of Cups. Two of Cups is love. To me, this feels like self-love. And it might be love between you. Like I said, you're an empath, right? And so I wonder if this is about something happening to a friend or a coworker or another family member. And because of your love and your compassion and your empathy for that other person, it's empowering you to change something here. To put is maybe you're like standing up for somebody, right? Something along those lines. It's because of the love that you have, either for yourself or for another person, that is giving you the empowerment. See, we have that winged lion. Out of this love comes courage. Okay? So it's either that you love yourself enough that you're standing up for what's right, or you love your best friend or your coworker or your family member or whatever. You know, you love them enough that it's inspiring you to take action. Okay? Those are the kind of the two vibes that I'm feeling. Maybe both. Maybe the love for this other, maybe you're witnessing some other person get treated poorly. And you, of course, realize that you're next, probably. And so it's that kind of self-love, and whether it's family love or platonic love or whatever, for that other person, your empathy and compassion for them is inspiring you to action. Okay? So love really here, love is the empowering energy. Anyway, I kind of feel like I shouldn't even be posting this one. Anyway, I think we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Libra on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.